Hey there, happy day 734 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, also known as Pajama Grandma, drinking my bulletproof coffee, which I'm really excited to have again. I went without it for like a year for some reason, and I ran across it at Sam's Club the other day, and I'm like, oh my God, bulletproof coffee. I was looking for CoQ10 or something, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, I've been meaning to order that online for ages, and I haven't been ordering things online. Today, let's talk about feet of clay, the expression feet of clay, and let's be honest right off the bat. Every single one of us, every human being, everybody listening to me, everybody that you see, everyone we ever come in contact with, everyone in history, every single human being, we all have flaws. We all have faults. We all have things that we're not awesome at. We all have mistakes that we've made. We all have things that we've learned as we've lived our lives and had experiences. The expression, of course, is very old. It comes from the Bible, Daniel 2:31 to 32, when King Nebuchadnezzar, of course, the story is that he had a dream about a statue with a gold head, different strings of metal, all the way down to its feet of clay. And since the feet were of clay, the weight of the other metals, the statue broke apart and blew away. And what this says is that, hey, if we have built ourselves up on an unstable foundation, chances are that what we've created, what we've built ourselves up to be, isn't going to last. And that's why I say make sure that you're building your life on a strong foundation of core values and thoughts and feelings and beliefs. You're building that up and building your reputation and your expertise on that, not on feet of clay, not on I guess hacks and bells and whistles and shortcuts, because those things can all actually come around to destroy us. We all have things that we wish we hadn't done as we've experienced life, and that's given us the lessons that we've learned and the stepping stones to be where we are now. Do I wish I hadn't taken certain jobs? Do I wish I hadn't got involved with certain people in business and in personal relationships in life? Absolutely. But every experience that we have, we can look at what we screwed up and didn't do right in that and beat ourselves up for it, or we can look at what did I gain from that relationship? Why did that relationship, why did that situation come into my life? What did I learn from it? And what can I do next time to make sure that I don't make the wrong choice, or I don't make a mistake, or I don't have to learn some more lessons that I don't necessarily want to learn. There's so many things like that in our life, but we all have feet of clay, meaning faults or shortcomings in some areas and aspects of our life, right? And if we're not careful, we can build an incredible life, but it can all be destroyed in an instant if people find out that we've been hiding this feet of clay. Think of all of the famous people or politicians or whatever that have been involved in sex scandals, right? Or that have been involved in infidelity. I mean, my marriage is also ended because of that, because I realized that the person I loved and cared about had feet of clay in a way that wasn't consistent with my ability to accept that, right? There's certain core values that we have, and fidelity is one of mine, that we won't compromise on, right? So we love people unconditionally unless we love them conditionally, in which case there are things that they can do to sever the relationship. Totally off topic. But feet of clay, lots of people, all of us, as a matter of fact, have things that we're not proud of, that we don't love about ourselves, that we're really scared to let the rest of the world know and find out about. But as I'm learning in the online world, in this day and age of everything is open, it's actually the areas that we're most vulnerable, the areas that we think people won't accept us for, our opinions and thoughts. Everybody gets to have their own opinion. Everybody gets to create their own life. Everybody gets to choose to be, do, and have whatever they want. I get to, you get to, but so does everybody else. And that means there's always going to be people that don't agree with you, that judge you for whoever you are. So what's the solution to that? There's only one solution. And that one solution is to be unapologetically, absolutely, positively you. Be yourself no matter what. and embrace all that you are, because we are all, you know, such complicated creatures. We're simple, but we're complicated in that there's awesome things about each one of us and magical things about every single human being. And then there's stuff about each one of us that, you know, isn't so awesome, isn't so great. You know, maybe you're a supermodel with really stinky feet. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Or maybe you're a famous actress that's got an addiction, or a comedian with depression, right? I think one of my favorite people in the whole wide world was Robin Williams, and he was, you know, this incredible comedian, and he struggled his whole life with depression. Depression was his feet of clay, and we all have things like that. I love Brene Brown because she talks about vulnerability, and as afraid as we are to let people know what our fatal flaw is, once you are the one that brings up and openly admits and shares your fatal flaw, nobody can use it against you. If I say, hey, I am legally blind and I've had chronic pain for 30 years, people can look at that. One of my biggest fears has always been that, well, people don't want a coach or a consultant that is now legally blind and has chronic pain, because you never know when they're going to show up, yada yada. People make all these assumptions and judgments based on when they know things about you. And what I've found is that chronic pain and legal blind, you know, having bad vision or challenging vision, it's bad. Having challenging vision, it doesn't make me less capable. It actually makes me probably 10 times more capable than other people that do the same thing that I do, because I've had to get really creative and really resourceful in doing the things that I do every single day that come a lot easier for people that don't have the challenges that I have. So once, and that's been one of my biggest fears, is letting people know those things about me, because my limiting beliefs automatically say, well, if people know that, then they're not going to want to work with you or be involved with you or anything, because they're not going to think that you can hold up your end of everything we're doing, like in a partnership or in an arrangement or in a team or something. And it's absolutely the exact opposite. People that understand and know their challenges actually perform better than people that make excuses, ignore, or never do anything about them. People that hide them, people that hide their flaws are, well, it's not very trustworthy, right? If people hide and act like they're perfect and better than everyone else, guess what? That's their fatal flaw. Ego tends to be a very common fatal flaw, right? But we all have an ego, and our ego tries to protect us. So our ego will try to hide everything from everybody, when it's the things that are different and special about us that are the things that differentiate us and actually attract the people to us that we're supposed to be engaged with, we're supposed to be working with, we're supposed to have relationships with, we're supposed to touch their lives, and they're supposed to touch our lives. And the only way people can know that is if they know who you really are. So I've got this big drive in me to encourage people to just be themselves, figure out how and what you want your life to be, and create that. But only you can do that. Nobody can do it for you. You can't do it for anyone else. As much as we wish we could do it for our kids or our significant others or for people that we love and care about, we can't do it. Everybody has to choose and do these things for themselves. So feet of clay, I love this expression. I definitely have feet of clay. Have I made mistakes in my corporate career that I wish I hadn't? Had I made choices and decisions that we came to find out were stupid? Absolutely. We all have. That is how we learn. And how we learn, and when we learn, and what we learn, and all of the experiences we have is what creates who we are right now. Guess what? Then we're going to have some more experiences today that are going to continue to create who we are in the future. So that was the topic of Supersize Your Business today. And my Facebook Live, I really like it. The more I talk about it, the more interesting and intrigued I am. And to be honest, I've never really thought that much about it. I never really thought that about flaws and characteristics and in terms of the importance of building whatever it is that you're building, whether you're building a business, your reputation, your social media following. Build it on who you really are, not on who you think people expect you to be. There was recently a really big guru, a shaman kind of guy, who was totally trashed on social media because he was basically stealing everybody else's quotes and acting like they were his own, putting his own name on him and then teaching everything and saying it was his own. Well, those of us that have a clue tell everybody right up front, hey, everything I know I learned from other people and other sources, and I found a way to put it together in a way that works for me and for other people. I didn't invent continuous improvement. I didn't invent lifelong learning. I didn't invent processes. I didn't invent any of this, but I learned all of the things that I know because my brain's full of stuff over, my almost 60 years. And I have taken that and meshed it into something that is unique and special, that is just me, right? It's my process, my way of doing things. And my way of doing things is probably different than almost everybody on the planet, right? Because we're each unique and special. And we need to do that. We need to all be curators of information and knowledge, and then pick the pieces that are important for us and just let the rest of it go. And we don't need to fight against or get mad about the rest of it that we don't need and that we don't use and get all upset about it. We just let it go and we focus on the things that work for us in the life that we're trying to create. Speaking of challenges, the Live Thrive Challenge is starting Monday. I don't have a lot of the bells and whistles done for that, and I decided this morning I'm not going to have a workbook. I'm going to do what I usually do this time through, and just do a daily action item, a daily action. And as I do it this first time, if I decide I'm going to do it again, I will create the workbook as I go along with the people that are participating in the challenge. Instead of trying to pre-do it and pre-map out everything I'm going to say and talk about, I've got the outline, but I always speak from an outline, primarily because I can't see to read anything, to read my stuff. So if you think I'm convoluted and I ramble, I do, because I don't have the ability to have a teleprompter. I would need to have a 62-inch television teleprompter behind me behind my phone in order to see, to try to read notes and things. To me, could I set that up and do that? Yeah. Do I want to? No, because I'd rather just be who I am and do what I can with what I've got right now than create a whole lot of things and reasons to make it so that I don't have to take action now. Does that make sense? I just figure it out. So I make mistakes. I say the wrong thing. I forget things I want to talk about. I miss stuff sometimes because I don't have the ability, like most people do, to be reading off notes, to have notes that I can refer to as I'm doing things. So I can create a worksheet and have it for people that are participating in the challenge, and I'm going to do that. I could do it now, but would it really be exactly, because I'm not going to work off a script to do my challenge. It'll be similar if I do the same challenge over and over again. It'll be similar, and then I'll create a sheet. I'm thinking of Kelly Roach and a few other people whose challenges I've done, and they have these worksheets with fill in the blank. Well, that works if you're going to use a script and you're going to say the same things every time, but I never say the same things every time, right? So, and as I learn new things and add new things, I tweak and change my challenges every time to add the things that I've learned that are really valuable and can make the process, because I believe in continually improving processes, to make it go more smoothly and be better every time. So I will do a worksheet, but I decide I'm going to do it with the group as I go through the challenge, not ahead of time. And then I'll get one and I'll make it pretty and I'll do it on Canva, or I'll have somebody do it on Canva. I'll definitely have somebody do it for me. And then I'll have that as a free download, a PDF to go along with the challenge, because I think it's for me, they're always really, or were in the past, to the last couple of years, they always were very powerful to be able to go through and write along and participate along with the challenge to fill in the blanks on a form. But again, like I said, my unique special difference is that I need to find ways to create those resources and be resourceful that work for other people, but that actually don't work for me any longer, given my own personal situation. We have to do that with everything. So, Live Thrive Challenge today, I'm actually working on, I am going to start to map out what a worksheet could look like to go along with that. But again, that's going to change probably for the first 4 or 5 times that I do this challenge. Again, I'm trying out this year, and I'm going to give Kelly Roach credit for it, and I know other people do it because they've done it before. I've done the One Funnel Away challenge repeatedly. Other people have repeated their same challenge before, Kelly, but she's just really vocal about it right now, and she's using that instead of launching as the way to bring people into her high-ticket coaching program. So, again, Kelly's an example of somebody that gets stuff like all of us do from a whole lot of sources. We put it together and we create something unique and special that meets our customers' needs, our specific customers' needs. So I will do the sheet for that today and figure it out and make it downloadable. And really, I'm just building not for this challenge, but for the next challenge, because this one I wanted to get done and get out quickly before the next One Funnel Away and Kelly Roach challenge starts on the 10th. I don't want to be doing it the exact same time as them, because guess what? I want to listen in and participate in those again, just to see what I can learn. Because every time we do something, every time we repeat something, every time we practice, we get better and we master and we pick up new things and new nuances that we can use to do what we do better. Today was day 25 of the Do One Fun Thing Every Day, and today we're going to look for something to laugh about. I know I'm not very fun. I'm an engineer, boring engineer type, right? Or that's how I see myself. And so this year, I want to find ways to have more fun, a little bit of fun every single day, something to laugh at, something to smile at. And I encourage you to do the same. We always want to find something to be grateful for. Maybe next year will be every day something to be grateful for, but I already do that, and I've been doing that for years, so that doesn't really feel like a new challenge for me personally. I guess I would like to know in the comments below if that would be a good challenge, if that's something that would benefit you. Let me know, and maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a short-term gratitude challenge this year. I like to do lots of challenges all the time. Whatever problem or challenge I'm having in my personal life, or in my business, or my physical, or my mental or emotional, or whatever area of my life, I usually create a challenge. And now it used to be in my blog, it used to be just in my life and journals and notebooks, but now it's pretty much a live video challenge somewhere. I'm actually thinking about trying to put this one onto LinkedIn. I've got a LinkedIn group, and I've never done a challenge on LinkedIn, but I think it might be kind of fun. So I'm kind of just testing the waters on this challenge to see if I'm going to do that or not. Anyway, have an absolutely amazing day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm going to go have a fun Saturday, and I encourage you to do the same. Bye.